I dated a nice guy. The type of guy who is everyone's friend. The type of guy who is on good terms with all his exes. The type of guy you would go to for help. The type of guy who is the life of the party. The type of guy who just couldn't say no to anyone. He'd never say no to a drink or a party or a sleepover or a request. He always said to me, "I'm kind. I have empathy and compassion for everyone." I believed him. I loved that about him. I thought that he completed me, my missing puzzle piece, because I'm exactly the opposite. I don't have many friends. I say no quite a lot to people, to things. I'm very particular and selective. I may even be called uptight. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't like parties or loud places or crowded places. I don't know how to have fun or let myself loose. I'm quite boring, actually. I really thought that he was my better half. I thought he was the love of my life. I had found the one. We were going to be together forever and happily ever after. I thought, this is it. This is my fairy tale. The first few weeks I had no reason to doubt. He showered me with so much affection and admiration that I started to finally believe that I was worth something. I was slowly pushing back the idea that just because I don't want children, that doesn't mean that I'm not woman enough. I mean, I do want children. I want to adopt them. Someday in the future, perhaps. To give a little one a better life, because I grew up seeing children having so less. When I had everything, and I saw them in lots, in the streets, under the bridge, on the railway platforms, and I always thought to myself, when I grow up, I want to give them a home to sleep in. He came and he saw nothing wrong with me. He didn't want children of his own either. He's very close to his niece and nephew, and I thought, this is perfect. He's so nice. God has finally listened to all my prayers. Then suddenly, one day, one of my friends asked, "Have you noticed that he still follows the women he dated and likes their provocative images? Seems like a red flag to me. Perhaps you want to talk to him about it?" I didn't. I didn't talk to him about it. I thought, oh, he doesn't take me seriously then. Perhaps this isn't a committed relationship as I thought it was. My insecurities peaked, but I didn't talk to him about it. I didn't know what to say. I thought, okay, then I guess I can also be in touch with other men. Until he checked my phone and we talked about it. I said it wasn't okay, and he said he would stop. I was specific. I remember I was. I said, hey, if we're going to be in a healthy relationship, I don't believe in being friends with exes. He agreed, in words, although his actions said differently. Then I found out that he met his ex over lunch and didn't tell me about it. I got to know because she stalked my Instagram stories. So I texted her, "Hey, I don't want to come in between you two. I'm ready to walk away if you two still love each other. I just can't take betrayal. I just want honesty, you know?" And she said, "I love him, but I'm not in love with him, and you two deserve a beautiful love story." I believed her. After all, he's such a nice guy. I left everything and everyone I knew to be with him. They stayed in touch, of course, because he's just so nice. He can't just unfollow and block someone he was in a relationship with for 4 years. That's rude. He just didn't tell me about it. I found out. Just like I found out he made a Tinder account. I couldn't believe my eyes when my friends sent me the screenshots. But how? He's such a nice guy. You don't know him. It can't be him. There's a mistake. He just has insecurities and a difficult childhood. He decorated it with the pictures I took of him on our travels together. He said he just created it, but never met anyone. Then I found out about Emily and Melody and Aisha and Camilla, and I don't even remember all their names. But he's such a nice guy. He did so much for me when we were together. I never doubted him. He said he loved me so much. He wanted to marry me. He would do anything for me, except every time I left, he called someone else. I don't understand. I love him so much. I believed in him. He's so nice. He's not this person. I thought I was crazy. I mean, how could it be? He's such a nice guy. I must be controlling and narcissistic. I'm asking for too much. I'm being sensitive. How toxic of me to be asking for loyalty and safety. I mean, who do I think I am? I wasn't enough. I couldn't love him enough. Or why else would he go to other women? It's my fault. It must be my fault. It's like he says that you're not good for me. I can't love myself if I love you. Loving you should be easy, but it's not. I don't know what I did wrong. I would wait for him to come home from work, and I would cook him dinner. I would take care of the house. I wanted to be a wife. I wanted to be his wife. I never talked to other men. I never wanted to. I never needed to. I cut everyone off just to be with him. Was I not nice enough with his family? Did they not like my gifts? Or me? Did I push him away too much because his lies bothered me, and the voice inside my head started telling me things that I should leave, but I was stuck. I was in a difficult situation, and he was such a nice guy. I couldn't make a decision. I didn't know anyone, and I didn't have anything, and I couldn't call my family to tell them that I made a mistake. I couldn't go out, and I couldn't talk to anyone. It wouldn't stop. The Snapchat messages, the late night calls, the other women never stopped. I had jeopardized everything for this man who is very nice, but he lies. He's not a bad guy, but I just can't trust him, and I just don't feel safe around him. He's very good with me, but he is also very good with everyone else. Every woman he met and every woman he wanted to meet. He's just so very nice. I don't understand, because he's such a nice guy. Is this delusion? Am I imagining all this? Because I don't believe that he can do this. Betrayal? Go behind my back? Cheat on me? I thought I had to save the relationship. So I started to understand why he did what he did. His psyche, I started to work with him about his childhood and his traumas and insecurities. Then I started to beg for his time, his attention, his affection. He was too busy for me. He was working a lot and prioritizing himself, but I was stuck. I needed his help. And I hated that I needed his help. Then I started asking all these questions to myself. Do I really have to ask for loyalty and safety in a relationship? Is it really something a partner should be asking for? If someone wanted to be in my life, would they cross my boundaries like that, time and again? Would the love of my life be that comfortable, lying to me? Am I worth losing? Someone who would truly love me, would they ever risk losing me like that? So I know all about dating a nice guy. I figured he was so nice that Emily's and Aisha's, they just couldn't stay away from him. And Camilla's and all of them would just keep popping up here and there because he's just so nice and I just don't deserve him. I'm too much and I want too much. I figured he liked them so much that I could never be enough. I mean, he wasn't just going to stop being nice because of me. Am I crazy? How could I have even thought of that? I don't deserve all that niceness. I really wish that he was a kind man instead, kind to me. A man who understood and respected my boundaries, who was kind and also knew how to draw boundaries, who knew how to stand up for me, who knew how to make me feel safe, seen and heard, who dared risk losing me because I'm too precious for that. A kind man who knew how to hold me, how to love me. I didn't have to send him paragraph after paragraph about how to treat me or explain with tears that what he did hurt me. A kind man knows, and he would never hurt me. A kind man I could be boring with, a kind man I could go for adventures with, a kind man to whom I could keep my heart open. We would talk about space and the cosmos and the aliens and books and play the capital game and name the metro station game. And he would know my heart. And he would love all of it.